Okay, perfect. So today's demo session is on certified ethical hacking version 11. This is the latest version of the course CEH from EC Council version 11. Every year there's an update in the version with new and new topics being added. Okay, and the latest version that we have is version 11. So this is a very foundational course, the basic course that is introduced by EC Council for people who are completely new to the cybersecurity domain. Okay, so if you have no prior knowledge to cybersecurity, if you don't know what hacking is or what ethical hacking is, and what are the different techniques or the different tools that you use or the different methodologies of attacks, this is the go-to course from EC Council. Okay, there's a lot of various different organizations as well, such as OSPF, EC Council, US Council. The most leading one out of them is the EC Council one. Okay, and the course is designed in such a way that it requires no prerequisites. All the prerequisites required for the course are included in itself. So the first few topics of CEH is completely regarding the basics of networking and Linux operating system, Windows commands, and all the other prerequisites required. And after that, you dive into the advanced concepts. Now, again, let's keep this session interactive, guys, and not one-sided, so that it's much more fun. Now, before we start the session, there's one common question that I ask everyone whenever I take a session. And that common question is, what is the first thought that comes to you when you hear the term hacking? Or according to you, in your words, how would you define hacking as? Again, guys, I am not expecting for any exact definitive answers. You can define it in your own terms.
Yeah, something is stolen without knowing.
Okay, stolen in the sense, where am I stealing this from?
Sorry,
what am I stealing, or where am I stealing from is a question.
Sorry, I didn't get you actually.
No. So you have told me that we're trying to steal something, right? So my question is, what are we stealing exactly, and from where are we trying to steal this? Is my question.
From any systems or any infrastructure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we trying to steal data over here? Is your point?
Yes, data. Data, whatever. I mean, data.
Exactly. No problem. That's a correct answer. You have put the exact points forward. What you have said is spoken, or what you have spoken is exactly correct. But if I had to just define it out in some technical terms with some bookish words, this is the definition. So hacking is the process to gain access to information systems. Okay, just like you've told me, you're trying to get access to an information system. Now that information system could be anything. It could be as small as an Android device to as big as a web application server. Okay, so your process of hacking is nothing to gain access, which gaining access is nothing but having content of their system on yours without the permission or the consent or knowledge of the organization. So what you're performing is not known. Devaki Nandan has defined hacking means it's just a second. Devaki Nandan has spoken out something on the chat. Let's just check that out. It means controlling another system. Okay, that's also a good answer. They was not wrong at all. Okay, but more importantly, it is trying to get access to an information system remotely. Okay, and what I mean by gaining access is that you're trying to capture the data or steal the data. Okay, and this is usually performed by hackers for their own benefit. Okay, once they have access to that information system, they can steal the data, destroy the data, or just sell it on the dark web for their own benefit. Okay, now if hacking seems such a malicious task or a criminalistic thing, how could something be ethical about it is the next question, because the whole course is on certified ethical hacking. And whenever you use the term ethical, it obviously means that it is completely legal and abiding by the laws and policies, right? So if I have to define ethical hacking on the other end, ethical hacking is nothing but the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities, okay? And these are the same vulnerabilities that hackers use to try to exploit and get access to information systems. So your task as an ethical hacker would be to try to find those vulnerabilities in the information systems. And again, all this process is done with the permission and the consent of the organizations. Okay, so your process is to try to find those vulnerabilities with their permission and report them back, so that once those vulnerabilities are reported back, they can be patched up, and that closes the doorway for a hacker to cause any harm. Okay, so in hacking, you're trying to gain access by using those vulnerabilities and exploiting them. And ethical hacking, you're trying to find those vulnerabilities with the permission, report them back, so that you increase the security of the infrastructure. Okay. Is this clear, guys, what hacking and ethical hacking is and how they are different? One is trying to break down an organization and get their information. One is trying to secure the organization. Okay, and that is what makes all the difference between hacking and ethical hacking. Now, depending on these two terminologies of hacking and ethical hacking, we can categorize the different types of hackers as well. Okay, so just a second. Now, when we type, when I have to speak out about the different types of hackers, there's specifically or basically three types. There's someone known as a black hat hacker, there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and then there's someone known as a white hat hacker. Okay, your black hat hacker is someone who performs hack for his own benefit. Okay, he tries to perform hacking by finding vulnerabilities and exploiting them and getting access to their devices and stealing their data or destroying data. Okay, now on the other hand, there's a white hat hacker who performs penetration testing or vulnerability assessment and finds these vulnerabilities and reports them back to increase the security. And again, simultaneously, there's someone else known as a gray hat hacker. Now, this gray hat hacker does not ask for permission. So just like a black hat hacker, he does not ask for permission, but like a white hat hacker, he tries to report these vulnerabilities back once found. And now, again, he does not do that for free. He requests for a bounty, which is nothing but a reward. Now, that reward could be anything. Could be a cash amount or could be a mention in the Hall of Fame or anything. Okay. Now, this gray hat hacker has both the qualities of black hat and white hat. Okay. Now, all these three types of hackers, whether they be black hat hackers or gray hat hackers or white hat hackers, follow a set of procedures. Okay, and that set of procedures is known as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. Now, our whole course of certified ethical hacking is going to revolve around the steps of hacking cycle itself. Okay, now whether that be a black hat hacker, white hat hacker, or a gray hat hacker, they follow these set of procedures so that the chances of getting access to a device increase a lot more. Okay, various organizations divide these steps into various numerous parts, but if I had to just sum it up, there are 5 important steps. Okay? And the first step is known as information gathering. You can also call it as a reconnaissance or footprinting. Second step is known as scanning. You can also call it as enumeration. Third step is known as gaining access. Fourth step is known as maintaining access. Fifth is known as reporting or clearing traces. The reason why I specifically mentioned or in the last step is because that is where it all makes the difference whether you're a white hat hacker or a black hat hacker. If you're a white hat hacker, you would obviously report all the steps taken until that point in a systematic way to the organization. If you're a black hat hacker, obviously you'll not report it out, but you try to remove all the evidences and clear all the log files, which is nothing but clearing traces. Okay, now let's briefly discuss each of these steps one by one so that you can understand what is being taught in the course, what are the different concepts we'll be learning. Okay, first step, as I mentioned, is information gathering. As the name itself suggests, information gathering is nothing but trying to gain as much information as possible about the target. Okay, but whatever information you try to gain is gained passively. What I mean by specifically passive is you try to gain this information about the organization from other third-party sources. Guys, does anyone have a doubt? Because I can see someone has unmuted their mic. Any questions, guys, up to this part, or can I continue? Okay, sure. Now, you could ask me a question like, Shoaib, what kind of information are we specifically trying to gain in this first step? Now, the information that we try to gain is as follows. We try to gain information such as the IP addresses. Dhananjay? Okay, sure, guys. If there's any issues, please let me know. Now, as I've told you, information gathering is nothing but the process of trying to gain information, as much information as possible about the target passively, which is nothing but from third-party sources, such as other websites, which only penetration testers know about. Now, the information that we try to gain in this process is as follows. We try to gain information, IP address information, the range of IP addresses used by the organization for the different servers, such as the DNS servers or DHCP servers or web application servers, and so on. And that who is records, such as who is the website hosted by, what is the DNS, domain name registrar, is it hosted by GoDaddy, Big Rock, or whatnot? Then their DNS records, such as all the IP addresses for different servers and the records in the DNS server, and employee details, such as the contact numbers, their email addresses, the phone numbers, and the publicly disclosed usernames and passwords, and so on. And again, subdomains and domain names hosted by the websites and the operating system of the servers on the organization. So all this information is readily available for a hacker or for an ethical hacker to be captured online. Okay, all this information is available on the online for any organization again. So in the first step, I'll teach you how to get this information for any organization from online resources. After all this information is gathered, the next step that is taken is known as scanning. Okay, and now the main difference between scanning and information gathering is that you try to gain information in scanning by making active connections with the target. In information gathering, we do not take any active steps. We gathered all the information passively. But in scanning, we send packets, excuse me, we send packets to the organization directly, and in response from those packets, we get some extra juicy information. Okay. Now scanning can again be classified into three different types. There's something known as network scanning, then there's port scanning, and finally there's something known as vulnerability scanning. Okay. In network scanning, we'll be using tools such as Nmap, where we try to send packets by using different scan techniques and getting information about their open ports and the alive systems in the network. After that, we perform ports to get the open ports and the services running on them, so that we can find out which service is running on which version number. After we find the version details of each and every service, we perform vulnerability scanning to check if any of those services which are running on the target system have any vulnerabilities. While using tools such as Nessus, I have the tool running up and running up. You can notice this is a industry-based tool which is used for performing vulnerability scanning in your organization on your target devices. So I can log into Nessus over here and show you how this works out. Just a second, guys. And you notice policies, scan templates, and these are the types of vulnerability scannings that you can perform in your organization. Nessus is an industry-based tool which is not for free, and in a real-time scenario, organizations use tools like Nessus and Qualys Scanner Pro to check for all the vulnerabilities in their network on the service. You can test for network devices, you can test for malware scans, you can test for web application scans, and so on. Now, all this is automated testing. Other than automated testing, I'll be also showing you the manual testing methodologies as well. After scanning is done, then we coming back to the presentation. After scanning is done, we'll go with other techniques, which is the next step of gaining access. Now, gaining access is a huge concept which covers a vast variety of topics, and these are the topics as follows. Okay. The first topic that we'll be learning in gaining access is system hacking, where I'll show you how to bypass or crack any Windows operating system password. Now, whether that be Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 or Windows 10, I'll show you how to bypass that password crack if you're unable to bypass it. Okay. After that, we'll learn about malware. Now, a malware is nothing but a malicious software, where in that class, I'll show you how to practically create any malware. So whether that be a virus, a worm, a Trojan, a spyware, or an adware, I'll show you how malware is practically created and how you can also defend yourself from such malwares. Then there's a concept called malware's advanced. Next, this is not included in the CH curriculum, guys. I've added this as a bonus topic, so students have a basic idea on malware development. In this specific topic of malware's advanced, I'll show you how to perform or how to create your own malware by using Python 3 language. Okay, so I'll teach you the basics of Python 3 programming, and I'll make you write your own keylogger. Now, a keylogger is a spyware which, once installed on the target system, can capture all the keystrokes. So whatever the user types, whether it be usernames or passwords or basic random content in the notepad file, everything will be captured word by word, keystroke by keystroke, and sent to the attacker's machine via email. So I'll practically show you how to create your own malware in Python 3 programming language in the malware advanced class. Okay, so that is a very basic step of malware development, which you can research further. That again is a completely different field, a very well-known field in the cybersecurity domain. After that, we have network penetration testing, wherein that I'll show you all the common network day-to-day attacks, such as man-in-the-middle attacks, sniffing attacks, denial of service attacks, and hacking wireless networks. I'll show you how to hack into any Wi-Fi router, whether that use WPA, WPA2, or WPA security. After that, we'll learn about social engineering, where I'll show you all the common social engineering attacks that hackers perform, such as phishing attacks, smishing attacks, phishing attacks, where hackers create fake replica pages of login sites and send phishing emails. As an example, what I've done is I've hosted a fake Twitter page over here on my browser. If you can notice, I have two Twitter pages over here. One is the original one and one is the replica, exact replica fake login page. And if you're a security professional, you can figure this out from the URL. I'm using a private IP over here, but in the classes I'll show you advanced techniques where you can use a public IP and make it much more believable. Okay, so if I try to log in, you can notice over here using email or phone. Just a second, guys. Oh, this is to sign up. Let me log in first. Sign in using phone or email, and you can notice this is the exact replica. Okay, so let me give an email over here. Let's say Shoaib. This is the original website again. Okay, and the fake one, you get the same screen page as well. If I go to Twitter and if I click on sign in, using phone or email, you can notice I'm getting the same thing. So if I enter any credentials over here, let's say Shoaib and DURGASOFT @gmail.com and a password such as ABCD12345 login. You cannot. Now this is a fake replica site. Once you enter the password, this redirects to the original page. So the user might be thinking, okay, I've entered the credentials wrong or so. That's why I'm getting the login page again. But internally, what is happening over here is your credentials are being sent to the attacker's machine. Now this is a Kali operating system, which is a Linux-based Debian flavored operating system, which we'll be using in our coming classes. The reason why we'll be using specifically this operating system is this comes pre-installed with all the penetration testing tools. Now your Windows operating system does not include these tools. That's the reason why Kali is usually preferred. Okay. Again, guys, if you have no knowledge on Kali, that's completely okay because all the basics of Linux operating system and their architecture is included in the course. There are no prerequisites required. And if I show you, I've used a tool called SE Toolkit to capture those credentials. So whatever credentials I've entered over here, as you can notice, they have been transferred to my Kali machine. So in a way, I'll show you how to create how hackers create any fake replica websites and send phishing emails so that you can understand this is the technique to use, and also I'll show you how to prevent or protect yourself from such attacks. After that, we'll be coming with the next topic, coming back to the presentation, which is web application penetration testing. Now, in web application penetration testing class, I'll show you all the common web application vulnerabilities that exist usually. So we'll be learning about vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication or session management, XML external entities attack. Now, these are the common vulnerabilities which can be used to attack websites and get access to their internal servers or their databases. So I'll show you how to perform pen testing on web applications as well. After that, we'll be learning vulnerability assessment, where I'll show you how to use a tool called Metasploit framework in Kali and use vulnerabilities or exploits downloaded from the internet and attack target systems. So if you notice over here, there's a website called Exploit DB. This is a website for which contains a huge database of different exploits for different vulnerabilities on different operating systems or servers or applications. Okay, so I'll show you how to download exploits from online. Now this is an exploit code for Windows 10 application. So I'll show you how to download this exploit and use it in your Kali to attack any Windows 10 operating system in your network. After that, the final topic that we'll be discussing is hacking Android phones. So whether that be Android 8 or Android 9 or Android 10 or Android 11 as well, I'll show you how to hack or bypass any Android phone by performing a malware attack and getting access to all the internal files. After gaining access is done, we'll be performing maintaining access, where in maintaining access part, I'll show you how to maintain a persistent connection with any device. So even if the user restarts the system or shuts it down and starts it after a couple of hours, I'll show you how to maintain connection to that device, which is known as a persistent connection. After that, finally, I'll show you how to create a report using any vulnerability scanning tool, or also how to clear the log files. Okay. Again, so those are all the topics I'll be discussing, guys. If I've missed out any topic, the DurgaSoft Institute will be sharing you a course content file, which contains the list of all the topics that I'll be teaching in this. Again, before we dive into all the advanced concepts, there are a few prerequisite concepts that we'll learn, such as basic concept of networking, Linux and Windows commands, and virtualization as well. So the reason we'll learn virtualization is because we'll be using a tool called VMware. Now this VMware tool is capable of installing multiple operating systems on your one single base machine. And using this VMware tool itself, I have my Kali running as well. So therefore, we'll be learning all about virtualization, we'll be learning all about networking, we'll be learning all about Linux commands, and then we'll dive into the hacking cycle concepts. Okay, so again, guys, this is the list of all the concepts that we'll be discussing. This PDF file will be shared with you by the DurgaSoft Institute. Again, any questions that you guys have right now, that terminates the discussion that I have to explain to you guys. So any questions that you guys have that you want to ask me? Devaki, Santosh, Ravindra, Nanda, Devaki, Ashutosh, Arnab, Sandeep, Nisha, Mukesh, Kazi, Mohammed, GiriBabu. Any questions that you guys have that you want to ask me, guys? If not, we can terminate the session. If you have any questions, you can let me know. What about practice? Again, Ravindra, about the practice, as I've told you, I'll be sharing you all the files. All the tools that I have are uploaded to Google Drive, and I'll be sending you the links of each and every tool that we'll be using in the class. The whole course is designed in such a way where there's 75% practical and 25% theoretical. we'll be using all the pre-industry based tools, and these practicals will be using all the tools such as Nessus, Metasploit Pro, Burpsuit Pro. Every single tool that we'll be using is readily used in an industry base. All the tools are completely, all the concepts are completely practical based, where in the first class, every day we'll have a 1 hour session, where in the first 10-15 minutes I'll theoretically explain you about the concept, and the rest 45 minutes will be practical. Again, I'll be sharing you all the tools. I'll be allowing you to enable a lab setup on your machine as well, and we can simultaneously practice. Will we learn how to create hacking tools by Arnab? Again, Arnab, that requires your coding language on hacking tools. Again, depends on what kind of hacking tool you're asking about. Although that is, although what is included is malware development. I'll show you basics of Python 3 programming to write your own malware, such as a keylogger. Is it good to practice in personal laptop where we have all personal info? Again, Ravindra, it's completely safe. All the tools that I'll be teaching you will be in your virtual setup. Okay, so your base machine is completely isolated from your virtual machine. So if you notice on the background, I have my Windows 10 device over here. And this is my Windows 10 device. And on top of this, I'm running an application called VMware. Within the VMware application, we'll be having all our different tools and all our practical lab setup. So it's going to be completely safe even if you use a personal machine. May I use Raspberry? Again, Raspberry is used for your Android devices. Raspberry would not be suitable for this because a lot of tools such as Metasploit and Burpsuit Pro require a lot more hardware configuration, Ravindra. So your Raspberry, which you're connecting with your mobile phone for remote hacking, might not be having the sufficient configuration to run all the practicals. All the small practicals such as scanning and enumeration and all can be performed using Raspberry, but not complex practicals such as web application pen testing or social engineering or hacking wireless routers or network penetration testing attacks. Any other questions, guys? Santosh has asked, can we access iOS systems? Yes, even iOS systems can be accessed by using malware attacks. So I'll be showing you that as well, Santosh, not an issue. I'll be showing you in the Metasploit framework how to create a malware which can also give you a remote access of an iOS system. Not an issue with that. Any other questions, guys? Okay, got it. Thank you. Again, guys, yeah, the demo will be uploaded on YouTube as well by DurgaSoft Labs itself. If you have joined late, the demo sessions will be included on the YouTube session, so you can access the YouTube videos as well. Although I guess DurgaSoft will be having demo sessions regularly. There's a demo session tomorrow as well, and day after tomorrow as well at the same time. So if you have attended late today, you can join the session tomorrow. You can contact DurgaSoft and you can ask them for the demo link for tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's session. It might probably be the same link. Although you can join tomorrow if you have joined late today. It will cover CH11 completely. Yes, Arnab, yes, it will complete all the topics in CH version 11. All the topics are included. And as well as I've told you, I've added a few bonus topics as well, which are not included in the CH version 11 curriculum. So again, all the concepts will be practically taught and you'll be covering complete CH version 11. Is it enough in cybersecurity for hacking? Who's this? Devaki Nandan? Yes, Devaki, the topics you'll be learning. This is the foundational course, Certified Ethical Hacking. This is enough to get you started in the cybersecurity domain for hacking. Okay. Again, we'll be using real-time scenario tools itself, like Windows 7 operating system, Windows 10 operating system. So whatever practicals we are seeing in the class can be practiced in real-time scenarios as well. Okay, thank you, Annab. Any other questions, guys? In that case, how long it will be accessible? What will be accessible, Pradeep? What are you specifically asking about?
Regarding this batch video classes, sir.
Again, that you can contact with the DurgaSoft guys. Again, they have the rules on recording part and all, so you can contact them for the accessibility of the course duration. Duration
Sir,
of the course,
actually,
guys?
they're not
Yes.
responding properly regarding these video sharing things.
Okay, I'll just get back to you on that. Pradeep. I'll just ask them on this and I'll let you know as well. Although
Yeah.
for every session, what I do is I create a PDF file and I also create a notepad file, each which contains a step-by-step procedure for all the topics that we learn. So with those are more than sufficient for you. Although if there's a video recording requirement, we'll have to discuss that with the higher departments or the management. Okay, but
Yes.
most of the students, what I do share is every step that I write or every step that I practice on, do the practical on, every step is noted down in a notepad file. If I show you a basic example, just a minute.
No, why?
Show you a
Because
basic example.
sometimes we lost power or something. At the time, we disconnected that particular class and all.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
there
sure.
is a
If you miss
kind
out
of,
if you missed out a session, we can take a backup class as well. That's not an issue at all. Just a second, let me show you. So if you notice over here, this is a very first introduction class on VMware and OS installation. And if you notice, I have a step-by-step procedure. So I'll take a screen. I do create PDF files for such classes which are complicated and complex to go through for each of the classes, and I'll be sharing a PDF file as well if necessary. Although, and in every class, I'll be writing each and every step one by one for the notepad files. So the PDF files will be provided, the notepad files will be provided, and all if you miss out a session, backup classes will also be provided in live as well. And again, I will allot the sessions in such a way that you have time after the class ends as well with the tutor. So if you have any doubts or if you have missed out any session, you can take up that back on the go.
okay.
Where is this? Yeah, over here. Just a second. Any other questions, guys? Interesting. Pradeep, Santosh. Duration of for the course, Santosh, as I've already mentioned, it's 45 days. It's a 60 hours course, probably 50 to 60 hours. So I can complete that in 45 days, 30 months, more close to 1.5 months. And Nisha, do we need to know Python and JavaScript to become cybersecurity consultant? No, coding languages are not required, Nisha. Coding knowledge is not at all required. Although if there's any certain topic that requires a coding knowledge, I will explain it to you myself. So you don't need any prior coding knowledge. Although when you're talking about web application pen testing, it's really important that you know basics of HTML, JavaScript as well. Annam, all those PDFs will be shared via email or WhatsApp. Again, depends on the student's requirement. If you want it via email, I'll share it via email. If you want it via WhatsApp, I'll share it to you via WhatsApp. Pradeep, fee again for fee details or for the for the timing details on the sessions part for the class session timings or the fee details, you can contact DURGASOFT guys. If you have any technical questions related to the course, you can ask me. For the fee details and for the timing part, you can please contact Vashant or any other person from DURGASOFT. Devaki, fee for course. Again, guys, for fee part, you can contact DURGASOFT. Fee part, you can contact DURGASOFT. Any other technical questions, you can ask me over at the session. If not, we can terminate the session for today. Again, guys, if you have joined late, you can again join the course, join the demo session tomorrow and day after tomorrow as well at the same time, 7 p.m. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Nisha, Kali Linux is free. Yes, Nisha, Kali Linux is completely open source and free operating system. You don't need to pay. All the tools that I'll be teaching you in the course duration are completely free. If there's a tool which requires you to pay, I'll be sharing you the cracked version, which is going to work as legitimately as the original one. So VMware, if you notice over here, is also a paid tool. What I'm using this cracked version. And again, it is completely safe and completely legitimate. So in the course, whatever you learn are going to be industry-based tools. And if there's a paid tool that I'll be using, I'll be sharing you the cracked version for it. So one good thing about hacking or ethical hacking is you know how to crack tools and you know how to get bypassing paid versions of tools. And every single tool that will be showing you is industry based and completely free. And if there's a paid tool, I'll provide you the cracked version of it. Is there any practical separate class? For every topic that we take, Devaki, the practical and theoretical part is completely included. You will teach on firepower also? No, DURGASOFT firepower is not included in the CH curriculum. And no, that's not included though. Devaki. Is there any practical separate class? If for every concept, as I've told you, it will for every concept that we discuss in the class, whether it be malware hacking or any other topic, we'll have a first few minutes on the theoretical part of it, and the rest of the class will be completely on the practical purpose of it. Okay, so both the topics of practical and theoretical parts of a concept are combined and included in each session. Pradeep Kumar, no prerequisites required. As I've mentioned, all the prerequisites are provided in course itself. One moment, let me access the PDF file. Yeah, so these are the course contents. All the prerequisites are included in the course, and you don't need to require you don't need to learn any prerequisites from any other place. Prerequisites are the basics of networking, basics of Linux operating system commands, Windows commands, virtualization, introduction to all the common concepts are all included in the course. No prerequisites are required separately. This is a very beginner level course, starting from beginners to the advanced level. So no prerequisites are required, and you can start without any if you have basic computer operational skills. Targeted audience, DURGASOFT, I've taught this course to even experienced people as well as students from intermediate. So the target audience could be people from their engineering classes, or from the intermediate classes, or from people who are just freshers who have passed out of engineering, and also experienced people who want to shift their domain to cybersecurity. Any other questions, guys? Babu, okay, got it, sir. After what situation about job market? Santosh, in cybersecurity is a booming field. There's a lot of openings in the cybersecurity domain. So if you're in complete fresher, you'll get jobs using tools such as SIM tools, security incident and event management tools. So you'll be into the monitoring part. If you're not a fresher, if you already have experience in other domains, you can be shifted into the analyzing part. So there's a lot of job roles, pen tester, junior pen tester, SOC analyst, and so on. So yeah, the job scenario for cybersecurity is completely safe and secure, and there's a lot of job openings. It's a prediction that has been shown a long time ago itself. By 2022, there's a requirement of 30 million jobs in cybersecurity all around the world. And since every application, every web app, all the businesses are shifting to web application on the web based, every application needs security. So you can also work as a freelancer if you are not interested in working a job scenario, or if you can also get a job in the cybersecurity domain. Devaki, firepower, again, guys, I don't know what firepower is or what is being referred to. I guess is the application name correct? Does it belong to Cisco? If it is something related to Cisco, that is not taught in the CES domain. Is it helpful for Java developer? If you're a Java developer, Pradeep, yeah, if you're planning on shifting your domain to cybersecurity, your Java knowledge on this could be helpful for you. So that in the malware development as well, and in any other part as well, this course is a paid one or free one. Again, Hari Krishna Nanda, this is not a free course. This is a paid course with all the industrial based tools. Okay, so this course is designed in such a way so that you can get a job in the market, and it is completely practical based, and no one would be willing to provide you such a course for free. And again, DurgaSoft provides you the course at the cheapest. So the prices are reasonable, the courses are reasonably priced compared to other institutes, and the content from DurgaSoft is a lot compared to any other institute, is what I can guarantee. How many days for demo? Demo again, we have 3 days demos, guys. Today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. Ashutosh, yes, this will be helpful even if you're an experienced candidate in a different domain. How many days for demo? Demo again, as I've told you guys, it's we have 3 days as demo: today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. If you have missed out session today, you can join tomorrow or day after tomorrow as well at the same time. Okay, thank you, Hari Krishna. Thank you so much for attending the demo session. I hope you have liked it. Okay, so okay, Ashutosh, thank you so much for attending the demo session. Again, guys, thank you so much for attending. Nisha, Mukesh, Malaya Kazi, DURGASOFT, Hari Krishna, Santosh, Devaki. Thank you everyone, Pradeep as well, for attending the demo. I hope you have liked the demo session. I hope I get in touch with you back, and I hope you join the classes soon. If there's any queries regarding the technical part, you can ask me directly in the demo sessions, or if there's any query regarding the fees or the batch allotment, or the timings, you can ask or contact DURGASOFT. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today's session, guys. I hope you have liked it. I hope you have enjoyed it. And in tomorrow's session, if you want to join tomorrow's session, you can ask for the link from DURGASOFT. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a great day.